Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. These three palettes right here have just become something I've been reaching for consistently. I initially had this cute little palette right here first from my Melody. This is technically a highlighter quad, and we have these beautiful highlighters right here. But what I've been loving for this, and yes, I love applying these on my face. They make beautiful highlighters. However, I really love using them on the eyes as really beautiful sparkly eyeshadow. Now, I'm not sure if you technically can use them on your eyes or not. It doesn't say one way or the other on the back, so I guess just do so at your own risk, but they are filled with beautiful sparkles. So if you're someone that maybe you were drawn to this palette but you don't like sparkly highlighter on your face, maybe you would prefer it on your eyes. But I began to love this one so very much. I actually went back and purchased the matching Komi one, and hers looks like this right here, if I can get it open. And hers has these beautiful highlighters here. You have a beautiful blue, a beautiful lilac-y kind of shade in her palette. Just so stunning. And I've just been loving these palettes. Now what I like to do with them is pair them up with my Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt palette. Now you don't need this palette. I mean, you don't need any of the stuff I'm using. I'm sure all of you know that, but I understand this palette is $82 if you bought it full on. I would never tell anybody to pay $82 for an eyeshadow palette. I mean, if it's a palette you want, I don't think you'd be disappointed if you know that you love Natasha Denona's formula, you love neutrals. I don't think you'd be disappointed with it, but I still would not say go buy an $82 palette. If you have any neutral palette in your collection, you're good. You have it. But this is just, it is in my collection and I've been reaching for it consistently. And I just wanted to kind of create a very simple sparkly eye with these palettes. I do want to go with the Komi one, and in particular this shade right here because it matches my shirt. I'm wearing this cute little lilac-y or lavender, whatever you want to call this kind of color. And I thought that would be just so pretty on the eyes. And I have a full video here on my channel where I am using all of the My Melody stuff. Now, I didn't use this on the eyes in that video because I used the eyeshadow palette that comes with the collection, but I did use this, two different shades on the face, but this is a beautiful highlighter palette. But these are beautiful palettes in general, and if you like sparkly highlighter, you would love them. They are now available on the Ulta website, so if you were unable to find them online, they are now on Ulta's website at the time I'm filming this. Now, just right quick, the only thing that I am wearing all over my face and as eyeshadow primer and everything, I'm wearing the Say Slip Tint Concealer in the shade number 1. I did set that down in the T-zone area and on my lids with the Tower 28 Get Set pressed powder. And then for the rest of my face, I'm wearing the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder in the soft pink shade. And for the brows, I'm wearing the Laura Geller Sculpt and Stay Brow Pencil, and I'm wearing the Kosas Air Brow Gel. That's all I've done so far. I just said I'd go ahead and get that much done before I come on camera. Now, in this particular eyeshadow palette, these shades right here, all of these are the ones that I've been wearing as like one and dones. Well, maybe not so much this one and this one. I usually use those to kind of help blend out a shade or further set down my eyeshadow primer, but this section is what I usually stay in when I want just one go-to shade that I can put all over the lid and the crease and everything, and then just put one of these shimmers on top. It's very straightforward, it's very simple. I'm not sure what shade I want to wear exactly today. I think with that pretty lavender, I kind of would love to go in, you know what, I'm going to mix R1 and R2, like dip a couple of times into this, and then dip once into R1. Oh, and by the way, put that brush down, I am wearing some nails here. It's probably hard to show you, but they have like little bats on them. And they're called Deja Vu. I get asked about the nails a lot, so that's why I like to mention them every now and then when I'm wearing a new set. And the only thing I'm going to do is apply that all over the lid. And if I have to go back in, I will. I just dip a couple of times each time. Okay, so I went back in and dipped into those two shades again. I'm applying that all over the lid. I felt like this shade would be very pretty with that more lilac-y, purpley sparkle. This is a very, very simple look, but that's just something I go for on an everyday basis. It's quick, it's something easy, and I know it's going to be pretty, and that's really what I'm looking for right now. So that's why these little palettes have just become my go-to. I wear them pretty much daily. Well, now the Komi one I just recently picked up, but the My Melody one, I'd been applying that in some way on my face or my eyes ever since I picked it up. And I decided to go back and purchase the Komi one because I just love the way it looks on the eyes. And I know this is very, very simple. And I know some people aren't into the simple looks at all, but this is just something that has been very helpful for me, especially right now. I have mentioned recently that my dad has been in the hospital. He's no longer in the hospital, but he is in like a rehabilitation center for physical therapy. So I want something just like I did in my initial video where I talked about some of my go-to products just for, like, you know, when times get a little bit more hectic and you need your makeup to look good, you need it to last, you know it's gonna give you a good face and makeup each time. I am still going for products like that right now because that's just what is beneficial to me. I'm using those same 2 shades on the lower lash line, just mixing them. I will say though, this is the type of makeup I like no matter what. I love soft makeup. It's just like my go-to. It's something that I love. I feel the most pretty. And don't get me wrong, I love all kinds of makeup. I love to see, you know, like full glam or colorful makeup. I love all of that, but just for me, I much prefer something a little bit soft and simple. It's just, I don't know, it's just something I really enjoy the most. And see, something like that, just those 2 little shades, and you don't even have to mix in that R1 if you don't want, but I just felt like it lightened it just a little bit. That's all I really want to do. That, and then I probably will take one of these deeper shades to do a little bit of liner and then place that sparkly shade on top and I'm done. And that's what I've been wanting lately. That's what I've been reaching for. I love eye looks like that because they're just very simple, they're pretty, and they're just easy to create. Okay, I'm going to go into the shade C3 on a small angled brush. And you can completely skip this step if you're not wanting a liner or anything, but I have the time to do a little bit of liner, and I'm going to place just a little bit of that. I don't use much of it, and I mostly keep it towards that lash line. It just makes the lashes look just a bit fuller, but not like anything extreme. But see, I don't use these deeper shades a lot as actual eyeshadow, so this is a way I can continue to use them too, that I'm not just neglecting those shades in this palette. And they're very pigmented, so they work beautifully as liner if that's the way you want to use them. And you see, something like that. It's just so easy, it's simple, straightforward, but like I said, you don't need this palette to create this look. Any neutral palette will do. Now, with these more sparkly shades, of course, you can wear them using your finger and giving yourself a little bit more impact, but what I like to do is take that same Sigma brush and dip into that and then just kind of lightly scatter it all over the lid. It is so beautiful. I don't know how well a ring light will pick it up, but in person, if like the sunlight or like a light in general hits it, maybe not so much this kind of light, but you know what I mean, it's so beautiful. So we're going to go into this one. Now, these are very, very sparkly, so keep that in mind that yes, you probably would experience some fallout unless you're using some kind of glitter primer. I don't have a glitter primer or anything like that, so I'm just using it like this. If it falls on my face, hey, I'm completely okay with it. And then just what I like to do is just do it like this. Just pull that brush. And when I say pull, I don't mean I'm pulling my skin. I mean just slightly pull that brush like that all the way across. And it gives you the most beautiful, scattered, sparkly look. When that sunlight hits you, is so beautiful. And I know that on camera, you're probably not going to be able to see it much. And I don't think there's going to be any sunlight today that I'm filming this. I'm filming this on Monday and I'm trying to get it up on the same day. I don't know if I'll be able to insert a clip or not of what this looks like in sunlight because it's so pretty. Now I'm going to pick up a little bit more. And like I said, you can use your finger. I just love a brush because I love that scattered effect that it gives. but you can definitely build it up even more if you want. Now, I'm going to try to get in. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's so pretty. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to show it to you, but it's so pretty in person. I really wish I could show you. And unfortunately, it's supposed to be like a rainy day, so I don't believe I can show you in any kind of sunlight what it looks like, but it's so pretty. It just makes you look like a little pretty little fairy, like just a kiss of sparkle. And I love it so much. This is just what I've been doing. I'll just wear 1 or 2 shades from that Natasha Denona palette, and then I'll pick one of these sparkles and go all over the lid with it, and I love it so much. It's just so pretty. I wish I could show it to you more on camera. It doesn't do it justice. It does not do this justice. See, I don't think you can see it, and I hate that. I wish you could, because it's so pretty. I'm going to take a little bit of this shade right here, and I'm going to take that on my finger so you can kind of see one of these built up a little bit more if you use your finger. I'm going to put that on my inner corner here. Can you see that? You can make this extremely intense if you want. If you take your finger, I like the brush because I like a little bit more of a scattered sparkle, but it is absolutely beautiful this way too. But you can just see just how intense that is, and then I like to go back in with the brush to kind of lightly smooth that out a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the face, and I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in Fair. Just going to apply a little bit of that. I don't want too much because I mostly want today to be a pretty little blushy look. I gotta pick out a blush. Probably one of my go-tos that I've really been reaching for a lot lately. Well, I could back you out a little bit now, can't I? Show you more of the full face. This bronzer is so lovely. Okay, this eye look does look a little bit more on the lilac-y side now that I've added that over the top, so the blush I had in mind probably won't work. So let me pick out a different blush. Okay, so I pulled out the My Melody little blush here. This is so pretty. And believe it or not, it does actually work over powder. I wore it the other day over a completely powdered face and didn't have any issues with it. And I'm going to take that on my Rare Beauty Soft Pinch blush brush. I just dipped in a few times here. I don't know if that was enough. It's hard to tell sometimes on this brush. It is so pretty. Now, I will say, on an unset face, this blush is incredibly pigmented, but I feel like when you place it over powder, it definitely makes it more of a wash of like a color. So just keep that in mind, because the first time I went to use this, I did not have my face sit down, and oh, that blush was pigmented. If you watched the video where I reviewed this full collection, then you would have seen it in action, but when I do it like this, it's much more toned down, which now I much prefer because I like a softer blush, and this is a perfect shade for the eyeshadow. And I'm just lightly pressing it over the top of that powder. I don't want to like swipe or anything because I feel like it would make a weird texture, or it has a chance to, I guess, but when I apply it just like that, it looks so beautiful over the top of powder. And it's just a pretty little soft blush when you wear it like this. I have sparkle all over my face, so just keep that in mind if you do use it as eyeshadow. I don't personally mind it because I think it's so pretty when it's mixed in a little bit with the blush. And see, I think that's just really pretty little soft blush moment. And then I'm going to go into the My Melody highlighter palette, and we're going to go into this pink shade, and this is a Real Techniques. This is a brightening concealer brush, but I find that because of that shape, it actually applies highlighter pretty well. I didn't pick up much at all, but you can definitely add some very intense highlighter to your face with this palette. I just want a little something here, not too much. You can see it has that pretty pink highlighter effect to it. It's so stunning. But it is filled with sparkle, So if you are not a sparkle person, you definitely will not be into these palettes at all. But I think the sparkle is kind of what gives them that charm, especially since they are like, you know, my Melody and Komi. I think the sparkle definitely adds to that pretty little charm factor. And then of course for the lips, I'm going to wear this little Wet n Wild and my Melody little lip gloss here. Is this a lip gloss? I think this is like a lip gloss. It's very pretty and it will go so well with this blush and this eye look. I'm not wearing any lip liner or anything. You see, it's so pretty with this eye look and this blush. So pretty. Now, I'm going to go put on some mascara and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here is this completed look. For the mascara, I'm wearing the Ilia, what's this one? This is the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara, and this one is in Before Dawn, which is their brown mascara, so that's what I'm wearing there. But yep, this is just this very simple, easy makeup look that I just really love. I just think this is what I want to go for on an everyday basis. I think it's just pretty, it's soft, it's dainty, delicate, sparkly, all the good things that I love so much about makeup. And these three palettes in general, these two beautiful highlighter palettes, like I said, I'm not sure if you can wear them on your eyes or not, so definitely, you know, do so at your own risk. It doesn't say one way or the other, but this is the way I really love them. Yes, I love them on the cheeks as well. They create such a beautiful highlighter effect on the cheeks, but I love them on the eyes as like a beautiful scattered sparkle effect that is so beautiful in the sunlight. And just yes to both of these palettes. I'm so happy that I have these in my collection. I just wish they were permanent. That's the only thing about super cute palettes like this that you fall in love with that are part of a limited edition collection. They're not going to be around forever, but I honestly, with the way I'm wearing them, I probably will have these forever because I'm not going in with my finger and really applying them. You definitely could do that to get more of an intense sparkle, but just using it as this scattered little wash of color, I feel like I would never go through those. And then, of course, I've really been loving my Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt palette. I do enjoy this. I'm really happy to have it in my collection because it's just something that's simple, it's easy, it has all the shades that I typically go for anyway. So it's there, and I love pairing it up with those. Any neutral palette can be paired up beautifully with these. Even some pretty palettes from Wet n Wild. I know they have some neutral palettes as well that you can go for that would be equally as pretty. Definitely don't need this $82 palette, but this is just what I've been going for, so I wanted to mention them here. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads. And follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly, and all of these products will be listed and linked for you below. Those are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission. And if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!